Yo, 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 yo. What's up, you guys? Let's get to it. My name is Mint of the Mint Underground Music Show, but today we're going to continue on with our February 2026 monthly mailbox. Today I have a lot of goodies, everything. I have just one vinyl, couple cassettes, lots of CDs to get into today. I appreciate you guys tuning in and being patient with me over these past few months, getting things in, getting things done. I also want you guys to pay attention to the website and so forth like that. But most of all, like I said, thank you guys for tuning in, liking, sharing, subscribing. And most of all, you people who comment, I really appreciate the comments. Um, I have a lot of people thanking, educating, and the educators are letting me know what I missed or misunderstood, and I appreciate all that. All right, y'all, let's get into this. First up, hailing out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, I'm going to get into this young man who I really appreciate. A lot of people tend to be going left, right, and sometimes in between on their decisions on how they feel about him. Some people will say, you know what, uh, you know, he's talking all that yin yang and he really can't back it up. He should have. I'm glad he bowed out on the other side, you know. And some people was like, you know what? I don't know if he could really get up here talking like he's the most lyrical and the best MC and all those things if he wouldn't step to yada yada yada. Me personally, I don't get caught up in the politics or the left or right. I always try to find myself somewhere in the middle. Yes, you're right over here. Yes, you're right over there. No, you're wrong over here. No, you're wrong over there. And what I mean by, and who I'm talking about, is quite obvious. There's only one person out of Fayetteville. You know what I mean? J. Cole's The Fall Off. Now, I'm glad to have this vinyl. I did order it in February. This particular version is sold out. It was supposed to be, kept under wraps and all these things. This is the only version that I know is sold out. It comes with a slip cover. It is a gatefold with other things, goodies in there. I haven't opened it up. It sort of comes like in a, you know, let me see, like a box setting type of situation, real thick. And I really appreciate it. The album cover has his old bedroom with some old CDs and so forth like that. The table that he was sitting down, an MPC or a beat machine, and yada yada yada. And I really like the what he did on here directionally as far as artwork goes and so forth like that. J. Cole's always been very creative. One thing I will say about him, he's very consistent. Whether you think he has it or he doesn't, that's debatable. It's subjective to what you're into, what you're not. I go with what I like. I am happy to have this. I ordered it, like I said, in February of this year. I got it in February as a quick turnaround, and I'm happy to add it to my vinyl collection. Yeah, this is the only vinyl that I'm going to discuss today. All right, let's just keep it on the East Coast, but not the Southeast. We're going to take it to the Northeast. We're going to take it to New York. Um, this group, it's a group. This group has really impressed me with their album that came out last year, Cabin in the Sky. Um, I've always been impressed with them. I remember when I was in the eighth grade, I believe. I won this contest. I can't remember my teacher's name, but the contest was to write a short essay, and I want to say it's about like things that inspire you and so forth like that. And I've always been inspired by music and art. So when I made my submission, submitted my homework with this short essay, I was talking about art and its impact on my life and music. as it impacted my life. And I remember not only submitting an essay, I drew a picture of like this room, three-dimensional room, and it had artwork and like artwork uh, based on some things. And one of the things it was based on was the album 3 Feet High and Rising, and it was like put on display like in a museum in this room. And I talked about why I wanted to win this essay, what it meant to me artistically, and yada yada yada. Because by this time I was hearing songs like Me, Myself, and I, and so forth. I've already gave it up if you haven't gotten it. Who I'm talking about today is De La Soul's Buddy and Ghetto Thing cassette single. Real happy to have this. I did get this off of eBay. I want to say it was like for $20 or something like that. $20. Might have been 25, but I want to say $20 and so forth. From a guy who puts up some stuff from here and there. It's not in the best condition, but it's better than the condition that I had, which is nothing. His name is Hustleman05 and so forth. Go check him out, follow him, and so forth like that. But I got this this cassette tape off of him. I want to say for 20 or $25. I wouldn't pay much more for this and so forth. You know, it shows a little bit of wear from the edges and so forth like that. But I'm really happy to have this in my collection, a brand new sealed copy. Right now, I'm running out of things to collect. So I'm pretty much looking for things that I've, music formats that I've never collected, and hopefully in new conditions. Some things are so rare, you're going to take it no matter what the condition is until you find a better condition. I always talk about this and I have talked about this on previous monthly mailboxes and actual episodes for the Men Underground music show. So get yours while you can. I highly recommend going to get one. Sometimes he only has one copy. Sometimes he has multiple copies. This one, I bought one. He still has one online right now. But who's to say? He might not have them. So get yours for the 20, $25. Don't look the gift horse in the mouth, okay? Get yours from Hustleman05. Yeah. Tell him I sent you. Tell him to tune in. Now, we're going to keep it on the same page. De La Soul, 3 Feet High and Rising, but another single from them, okay? This single is Me, Myself, and I. Me, Myself, and I. Now, I'm happy to have this. I got it from the same seller. Guess what? I bought this one. He didn't have extras. This cassette tape, once I bought it, there were no more. He hasn't put up any since. So this is one of those things where I'm saying, get some things while you have a chance. If you see someone restocking something, if they restock it twice, it doesn't mean that they have unlimited amounts or anything like that. I always believe in getting it while you can. Once again, Me, Myself, and I. Don't look the gift horse in the mouth. Not the mouse, but the mouth. Don't look the gift horse in the mouth. Take advantage of those opportunities when they present themselves. All right. We're going to stay with some cassettes, and we're going to stay with some cassette singles. Now, this next one, we're going to take it from the Northeast out to the LBC on the left coast, a.k.a. the West Coast. Now, this guy is associated with the legendary Snoop Dogg, and he even put him in his song. And my little homeboy, and the little homie Half Dead. And who I'm talking about is Half Dead Had to Be a Hustler / Dead Man Can't Rap cassette tape. I'm happy to have this. This is a promo only that came out on Priority Records back in 1994. I'm real happy to have this. Is it rare? Not really. But I want to get things while they're available. Why? If it's not really that rare. And why get them while they're available? Because things are starting to become harder to find. This thing went from being readily available and I'm starting to see lesser of them. I just like to pay attention to things. There's another album that we're going to discuss later on today, and it was readily available. You couldn't give them away just about 2 years ago, maximum 3 years ago. And now they're going for stupid money for the CD. And it doesn't matter which pressing. So get things while you can, you know. Little Half Dead, Had to Be a Hustler, Dead Man Can't Rap, promo, cassette single. All right, you guys, we're going to stay on the West Coast, but we're going to take it from Southern California up to Northern California. He's normally associated with Oakland, but he's really out of Hayward. And who I'm talking about is the legendary Spice Spiggity One, Chico, you know, whatever you call him. He has so many aliases, and I can't do it quite as good as he does it. When he says his name, Shiznilty, and all these things, you know, Federico Chico, you know, whatever. He does all types of stuff. I can't do it quite like him. But what I do have here is a special promo for his self-titled album, Spice. This self-titled album is brand new sealed, and I happen to grab this. I have seen it only a couple times, but I've never seen it sealed, and I hopped on it. Now, I grabbed this one because it's sealed, and I like to collect dangerous music rap artists. Dangerous Music, are you guys not familiar? I'm talking about Too Short's record label, Too Short's crew, with Am Banks, Goldie, Spiggity One, Rappin' Forte, Bad Influence. I could go on and on and on and on. On and on and on and on and on. And, you know, I could go on and on. But I'm really happy to have this in my personal collection. I don't know if I'm going to get this, like, put in a case or anything like that. I'm debating, but right now I am protecting it in one of those cardboard boxes until I decide what to do. But I'm happy to have this. I did get it off of eBay. I want to say for like $100 or something like that. Now going back to Little Half Dead that I was talking about prior to that, I want to say I got that for off of eBay too for like $15. And then the Me, Myself, and I, De La Soul from the Hustle Man 05, I got that for about $25. Sorry to catch you guys up. I'm trying to tell you guys some of these things, but I got all these so far off of eBay. There's a few cassette tapes that I do miss because I'm like debating on the price and so forth like that. You know, I've missed out on a couple this year that I debated on the price too long. And I thought I had time because guess what? I debated on the price for like at least 6 months to a year on something. And finally, someone comes around and they pull the trigger. Guess what? That's my fault for taking too long. Don't look the gift horse in the mouth. All right, you guys. That wraps up the cassette tapes. We're going to move on over to the CDs. This next one is a legendary rap group. When I teach a class at a school here locally in Denver, university here in Denver, and I'm talking to my students, I like to use one half of this group, duo, I should say, as the perfect photo that matches what we call the archetype of a MC. And who I'm talking about is Eric B. and Rakim. Don't Sweat the Technique. This is a 9-track promo-only CD that came out in 1992. It's also from the same album, Don't Sweat the Technique. Is Don't Sweat the Technique their last album together? I think it is. I think it was their last album together as a group, officially as a group, full-length album. I might be wrong. Hey, like I said, comment, let me know what I missed or misunderstood. Maybe I'm wrong. But this Don't Sweat the Technique is definitely a dope single. I'm real happy to have this. This one is in like, I'll say like a near mint, very good plus condition and so forth. I didn't flip it upside down, but the artwork is pretty much like brand new. It has a small little notch right here, like little slight bend, but it's very, very slight. And so for like that's not it's white in color, but it hasn't yellowed and everything like some of these have. I'm real happy to have this. I've been looking for this for a while. I have different versions of this on cassette tapes. What is it? What is it? 7-inch 45. Um, what else? But I've been looking for the CD version. Only problem is the price fluctuates on this. It could go anywhere from where I got it at, which was like 32 bucks on eBay on a auction, and it could go all the way up to like 100 bucks. You know what I'm saying? Currently, they're priced anywhere from 50 bucks on up to almost 100 bucks and so forth, depending on where you're located at. I want to say on Discogs, there's some dude who's in Europe, and it's about 100 bucks here in USD. And then you have other people who have theirs probably not in as good as condition for um, dirt cheap. You know what I mean? Right now, matter of fact, I think I seen one as low as $8, which is very rare. But the problem is that the CD itself, I want to say, was like in good or acceptable condition, and the artwork was very good. That's you sort of have to give it away when it's pretty bad. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't recommend buying that $8 one when you have two other options. I would just say be patient and then wait for yours to pop up. I got it for $32. You know what I mean? I would love to get it for the $8, but you're not going to get one that's in good condition like this for $8. So once again, get it while you can. Very happy to add this to my collection. Eric B and Rakim, Don't Sweat the Technique, 9-track CD single. Now, we're going to keep it on the East Coast, but we're going to go to New Jersey on the other side. I don't remember if they're from East Orange, Newark, or wherever in New Jersey, but they're, they're definitely a legendary act coming out of New Jersey. They represent it very well. I got this with the Eric B and Rakim, Don't Sweat the Technique CD single that I just talked about, and I got them on eBay, like I said, from a seller by I want to say his name is like Beatman Turntables or something like that. Beatman Turntables. Now, like I said, I paid about $32 for that Don't Sweat the Technique, but who I'm talking about coming out of New Jersey is Lords of the Underground, Funky Child. Now, this is a 3-track CD single, and it's a promo only CD single as well that I got. The promo CD single. Actually, I shouldn't say only because there might be a regular version. But this is the promo CD single with the 7-inch mix, extended mix, and the underground mix. Funky Child is probably one of my favorite songs by the Lords of the Underground. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Man, that beat, man, it was just so much, Something about them Jersey boys. Something about them Jersey boys and girls. I don't know. They got swag out there in Jersey. I got to give it to them, man. I know the New York dudes and the Jersey dudes be beefing on who's the best and so forth. I'm not going to get into it, but what I will say is the Jersey boys that come out, they represent. You know what I'm saying? Real happy to have this. I didn't pay much for this. I want to say I paid like 25 bucks for this from Beatman Turntables and so forth like that. But I'm real happy to have this. It's, let's see. I want to say this is in near mint or like new condition. Let's see. We'll say near mint. Near mint. You can see his fingerprint and a little bit of something on the other side of that. But yeah, happy to have this Lords of the Underground, Funky Child, promotional CD single in my collection as well. Get yours. Woo! This next one, it's a doozy. We're going to take it to Staten Island, to 1/9 of the legendary rap group Wu-Tang Clan. And I've been talking about him all last year and all this year because he's been putting out project after project, re-releasing things that we want. And, it's just, this album is a very classic album. This one is next purchase is replacing an old copy with a better condition copy. As I always say, when you have something, deal with that one, get it while you can, and then when you get another opportunity to strike and get a better price or better condition and replace that one. Ooh. Then do so. Excuse me, dealing with some physical issues. Without further ado, who I'm talking about is Raekwon's Only Built for Cuban Links Purple CD, as you can see. Now, I'm just replacing this. Now I have multiple versions of this CD. I'm looking for one more that is just like this. I won't go into it because I know you guys going to look for it too. So when I find that one and I get one, then I'll talk about it. But what we will do is talk about this original version, CD version, purple version, jewel case version, and the other 4 versions that I have, okay? Now, with that being said, this Only Built for Cuban Link, I believe this version that I have, it also has the autograph. We'll start there. The original versions should have the autograph written right here across the bottom of the disc. Now this one is very, very clean. Even the purple tray card is very, very clean. It's not scratched up. It's almost like new. It's pretty much like new. It is like new. I'll put it that way. You don't see them this way too often. Okay. I'm very, very, very happy to have this in my collection. Now, this ain't the only one that I've collected over the years. Now, what I will show you is real quick some differences. This is not a difference thing where I'm gonna break down everything, but I'll give you a few of the remaining 4. I'll give you some subtle differences. Once again, this is the OG with the signature on the bottom of the disc. Okay. Now, I'll say the second version, still purple tray card, not as clean as the other one, still has an original use sticker on there. But guess what? The CD does not have the autograph. So what this means is, if you're going to buy a brand new sealed purple shell, purple tape CD, and it's brand new sealed, if you cannot see the autograph, I wouldn't pay for it. Because guess what? You're taking a gamble that it's not even the original. They repressed it with the purple tray and no autograph. So first and foremost, be aware of that. Let me get these organized, y'all. Original purple on top, re-release on the bottom. Yeah. Now, another difference is a quick difference. You see where it says, actually, I'll just show you one. Only Built for Cuban Link right here in yellow. Compare that one to the one on the bottom. They're different fonts located in, well, same font, different sizes, and different location on the actual disc. So that's one of the differences, okay? Now that we went over that, we're gonna move on to some more. I'm gonna close that one out. That's that first of the other ones. When you shut your cases, make sure you don't accidentally pinch any of the artwork. Now, the second one, actually, I'm gonna skip this. I'm gonna go to the last version. This last version, what I had as last, but now I'm moving it to the second spot. Looks just like the purple one without, looks just like the purple one, without the autograph, but there is a slight difference. Has the same font, everything, same numbers underneath. This is the Music Club version, and this is the BMG Music Club version, as you can see on the back of the tray card. Nothing special about this at all, you guys. I just have it because I like to have all variations, so I could do these types of conversations that I'm having with you right now. I'm not going to come back to this. All right. Now, what I do have, I still have this one open, the original one that I just came up on. It's like new. Very happy to have this. But these next two, a lot of people aren't even aware of, and I've only seen a few people with them. They pop up here and there. Sometimes you could get them for dirt cheap, and sometimes you're going to have to pay a nice penny for them, okay? Now, I have two of these. Let's start with the first one. Artwork, no purple tray. Barcode, it's not a Music Club version, still has the same barcode as this one. Boom. What do you guys see? See that CD? Let's compare it. Top one is the original. Doesn't have the autograph, but it's also missing Raekwon written in the Wu-Tang symbol. You see that? Right here, it's blank. It's just silver. This is a rare copy. Some people will call it a promo copy, even though it wasn't. It's a misprint. And there's two versions of this. I have the second version. This first version is red, but it's more of an orangish disc. It's written in the same font in the same location as every other pressing that I've showed you so far, with the exception of the original one. Then I have a second one. See that? Missing the Raekwon and the W and the Wu W. But the difference between these two is, and you'll see this on Discogs, they'll have two versions, but they don't know the difference. Look at the color. The one on top, the first one I showed you, is more of an orangish color. The one on the bottom is a darker red than the one on top. That's the difference. And the matrix number are slightly different because they were pressed at different plants and so forth. But they both are have some mistakes on them and so forth like that. And another thing is, I don't think it's a mistake. I think it's actually more of a promo. Some people call it a misprint. You know what I mean? Mistake. But I'm going to show you something that's different. You see how it's written, only built for Cuban links in yellow? There's a catalog number written right underneath the bottom. And that catalog number says BG2 66663. That number is also written in print right here on the inside of your artwork on the back of these. That is the catalog number. These two versions that I just talked about, that I'm closing now, very hard to find. Now, I was able to find these, one at a garage sale, and the other one, the red one, the second version, I found that at a garage sale. And the first one I found online one time. People always are looking for the purple tray version with either the autograph or not, right? A lot of people fall for those, but I'm here to educate you guys. But sometimes there's some hidden jewels online, and I found the first one on, Discogs, or I want to say eBay or Discogs. I can't remember because it's been so long ago. And I think I got it for like 15 bucks. And the second one I got at a garage sale, so you know I got that for dirt cheap. I got it for like 10 bucks. But if you find them online, I've seen them go from anywhere, like I said, I got mine for like 15, but that was years ago. There's one more version out there. I'm just not going to tell you about it until I get it. And when I get it, then we'll talk about it on whatever that month and year that I get it. Monthly mailbox. All right, you guys. We're going to take it down south, all the way down to Texas, to a specific place. And we ain't talking about H-Town. We're talking about PA, Port Arthur, Texas. And the one, the only, Underground Kings, UGK, Let Me See It, promo. This is the radio promo. The way you know the radio promo will have a yellow dot right here. This one is brand new sealed. Doesn't go for jack, and it shouldn't. I'm going to be honest with you. Great single, but there's a lot of these available right now, and you should be able to buy a brand new one anywhere from $10 at maximum 20 bucks, but I really say 10, 15. You know what I mean? 10 to 15 bucks. Anything outside of that, I think you're paying too much, because it pops up and it pops up and it pops up. You know what I'm saying? For right now, like I said, things are getting rarer as they go, but this one is pretty quick. It could be in a better condition because it has a little bit of like extra sticker residue here on the side. I could have a cleaner copy, but I just grabbed it. You know what I mean? Nothing to have. I could replace it anytime I want to, and I'm sure I could find another sealed one. I'm sure. Matter of fact, I know there's like 2 or 3 of them online right now. But don't pay more than 10 bucks, 15 bucks max. It can go up to 20, but I would try to keep it 10, 15, you guys, if you can, because it's just, even their more rare titles from UGK to Underground Kings, like front, back, side to side, those aren't going for as much as they used to. They used to fetch a couple $100. Now they're anywhere from $50 to $100, depending on the titles, what album it's from, and so forth like that. And then guess what? One day they'll skyrocket. You know what I mean? So get your UGK. Let me see it while you can. If not, no big deal. Get yours. Now, all right, y'all. All right. Now what we're going to do, we're going to take it back to the West Coast, and specifically out of South Central Cartel, man. This is a very dope album. It's a dope album. Highly sought after album, whether it's used or new. Highly sought after album. And it's coming out of I want to say they're out of South Central Los Angeles, but I don't know if they're out of Inglewood or what area they're from. Actually, I don't think they're from Inglewood, actually, because I know what set they claim. At least one of the members, rest in peace, Gonzo, and so forth. And I want to say he was from 60s, if I'm correct, Rolling 60s. But they're out of South Central, the West Side. Caution, South Central, Los Scandalous album. Yeah. Got this. I already have it. Matter of fact, it might be behind me. Let's see. I didn't even pull it. Let me see. I probably should have. Yeah, Yeah. I already have it. But why am I replacing this one with this one? This one is brand new sealed. That's why. This one's brand new sealed. Brand new sealed. So I'm grabbing this one because it's brand new sealed. Still has a sound scan sticker on there. No hype stickers or anything. But I am going to try to find another copy. This is a case of it's better than this open one. My personal one is probably more than likely like new or near mint at the latest, at the worst case scenario. But this one's brand new sealed, but it's not perfect. It has a slight crack right here that I'm going to want to replace eventually. But this came out on Lynch Mob Records, and Navarre Records, Navarre Entertainment. Navarre, they were around doing a lot of stuff. I want to say that's who put out Nate Dogg's G-Funk Classics Volume 1 and 2. Not just the Volume 1 on Death Row, but the one that he did on when he left Death Row. I think they put that out, the original version as well. But I'm real happy to have this in my personal collection. Nothing that I was really looking for, but I also knew I had to pay for it because no matter what condition you find this album in, you're gonna pay usually about 50 bucks on up. You know what I mean? You know, don't quote me, boy. Some of y'all be like, well, I found one for $30. $35, 45. Some people actually way worse than that. You know, it's like doing 55 and a 54. Some people are like, I found it for 45 bucks. Isn't that close to 50? You know what I'm saying? Maybe not the 30 or the 50. That's actually better. And if you did find it for 30 or 50, hop all over it, because usually it's about 50 bucks on up, especially in today's time. So real happy to have this. Caution, South Central Los Angeles. Yep. All right, yep. Next up, we're going to stay in L.A., but actually not L.A. We're not staying in L.A. We're going to take it to the P-Town, Pomona. Pomona's finest. We're going to go to the legendary rap artist out of Pomona. He is associated with other Pomona artists, but he's also really associated with DJ Quick. And everybody knows him beating on the table with a little penny or nickel in his hand beat. And he's been real popular here lately. As a matter of fact, I was talking about this earlier, and y'all probably didn't know who I was talking about. But we're talking about Royal Rock, a.k.a. Suga Frizzy. Suga Freeze Street Gospel. Suga Freeze Street Gospel album. This is a must-have for any collection. Coming out of the Los Angeles area, I don't know if Pomona, because I don't know much about LA. I'm a Denver boy, Denver, Colorado boy. I don't even know if it's LA County. Maybe it is. I don't know. But coming out of Pomona, out of that area, Los Angeles, I'm just going to put it in that area like that, right? I might be wrong, but y'all could correct me. Remember, what did I miss or misunderstand? Put it below. This happens to probably be, it's definitely in my top 5 LA albums, Los Angeles albums. You know, it's a toss-up between this, another P-Town, Pomona group of other Laws, Uncle Sam's Curse, or their Legend album, The Chronic, is another one, Snoop Dogg's, you know, the Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style, classic albums. There's some other classic albums. I could even throw some DJ Quick in there, speaking of DJ Quick and so forth like that. But this might be within the top 5. At worst, definitely top 10, because the more I'm thinking about it, there's some more albums I could put up there that I would have to really like come up with a criteria, and that could fall into that top 5 spots. I mean, WA albums. I can't really say him because he's from Dallas, not Compton. I was gonna say the DOC, but there's all types of other groups and albums that came out that I really mess with from the Los Angeles area. But for me right now, I'm gonna put this in my top 5 as of today. You know what I mean? And here for the February 2026 monthly mailbox, I'll put them in my top 5. Now, what's the deal with this? Suga Free is very popular. This CD you used to be able to find for, like, they couldn't give them away just 2-3 years ago. Yeah, remember me talking about that earlier? They couldn't give this album away 2-3 years ago. All of a sudden it became popular, and this stuff just started selling like wildfire. Now, if you're looking for this album, you're gonna pay, well, today I looked, and you're gonna pay what, at least 75 bucks on up to $200 today. You know what I mean? I was able to get this plus 2 more versions. Yeah, that's right, versions. Back in February for, I want to say I got this one for 25 bucks, and I think the most I paid was 40 bucks. I got 3 versions, and the more expensive one wasn't even the most recent release. This is the original pressing. How do you know this original pressing is? Well, first of all, this one's brand new sealed, has the sound scan. But you know, like if you buy a pack of cigarettes, has that little pull string that will like unwrap and release the cellophane and so forth. Well, it has this red strip going down and all the way around the backside, and you could even see it coming over the top, right there. Has one of those drawstrings, those pull tabs on there, and it has that hype sticker right there. This was the first pressing, right? Well, guess what? Boom. Second pressing, second release, has the hype sticker too, but it does not have the drawstring. See that? Original on top, second pressing on bottom. However, it does have the sound scan up top. Now, when you look at the sound scans, the original's on top, second pressing's on bottom. Original on top has the Island Records logo right here, and the other one nothing. And you can see the fonts and everything are totally different. It has the UMD, Universal Music Distribution, in blue on the bottom. That second pressing came later on. But then there's a third pressing, y'all, that I got. Brand new seal too. Brand new seal. Sugar Frizzy. Sugar Free. Street Gospel. No sound scan. No hype sticker. And on the back, I don't know, the colors are different. It's probably not going to come out the way I show you. But this one, not only that, it has a lighter complexion to it. It's a little like dusty looking. This was my most expensive one, $39 plus shipping and handling, right? Taxes, shipping and handling. So by the time I was done, it was probably close to 50 bucks for this version. Real happy to have those in my collection. Get yours, Sugar Free, Street Gospel. Dope, dope, dope album. I just let it play. Get yours. All right, you guys, we're going to stay in the Los Angeles area, Los Angeles County, but we're going to take it a little south, a little more west to Compton, California. Eazy-E's Any Last Words promo CD single. There's a total of 6 tracks on this album. This also comes from his It's On 187 Dre Killer album. I want to say that's what it's called. I'm just going off the top of my dome. And it came out in 1994. Real happy to have this. Always been looking for this one. There's one more CD single and cassette single that I'm looking for by Eazy-E. And then the rest of them I'll still grab them. I'm looking for more than that, but on my want one list, there's only one more. And yeah, really just trying to finish up my Eazy-E selection and so forth like that, as far as CDs go. But I'm real happy to have this. Real dope. I mean, this one is, I'll say it's probably I'll give it a near mint. Has a slight bend crease that goes up and down there. Not real bad, but slight on the artwork. I paid a lot of money for this one. I want to say I paid 200 bucks or something like that. I really can't remember. Might have been more. Might have been more than I think about it. But I got it. You know what I mean? It's one of those ones I broke the bank. Probably paid more than I should have though. Now that I'm, even 200, over 200 bucks was there. You know what I mean? But I hadn't seen it in a while, and I hopped on it, and then another one popped up after it, and it was way less than what I paid for. I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to kick myself in the butt. But it happens, y'all. It happens. Even to the best of us. Get yours while you can. Once again, Eazy-E, Any Last Words, 6-track promo CD single. Get yours while you can. It's one of those situations where, like I said, I'll also take my own advice. Get them while you can. You know what I mean? I didn't know that one was gonna follow up after for much less though. So, yeah, it happens to the best of us. All right, you guys. I'll say probably the past 2 years feels like the year of the Alchemist. The year of the Alchemist. This next one, we just getting straight to it. We're going to Los Angeles, the LA area. Alchemist and Budgie. And we're going to take it back to 2017. The Good Book 2. The Good Book Volume 2, you guys. Alchemist and Budgie. I'm very happy to have this. There's a total of like 45 tracks on this album, I want to say. I didn't buy it originally when it came out. I do have the original Good Book. I didn't buy this one until this year. Why? 9 years later. I know why. Because he dropped another Alchemist Good Book. And I was like, man, I'm going to grab this because it's sort of been these past 2 years been the year of the Alchemist. And I said, you know what? I don't have that second one, but I have heard it. I like it. It's good enough like the first one. Go ahead and grab one while you can. Now, believe it or not, I got this for dirt cheap. Got it for dirt cheap. But then, once he announced his third one, other people started buying these up. And then the price skyrocketed up to like 200, 300, 400 bucks. I got mine while they were still going for like 40 bucks, 50 bucks. I want to say I got it for like 40 or 50 bucks, y'all, off of Discogs. Within, the past 3 months. Check me out. You can go check the listings. Yeah, I'm one of those people who got those earlier and so forth before the price skyrocketed. But right now, Alchemist is very hot. A lot of his stuff is selling out. Without a doubt, him Currency, Alchemist and Larry June, Alchemist and Freddie Gibbs, those three MCs, Alchemist and all types of people who've been coming out here lately. Everybody from Griselda to whoever. Alchemist just can't lose. I'm still waiting right now for the Alchemist and Erykah Badu album to come out. Those are certain things that I'm really trying to get up on. But I had to get this Alchemist and Budgie Good Book Volume 2. Very happy to have this in my collection. I'm going to put it up on top of my shelf next to the Good Book Volume 1. But since we're talking about this, let's just go ahead and go into it, man. Like I said, I ordered the Good Book Volume 3. Good Book Volume 3, straight from Alc Records, straight from his website. You know what I mean? Had to get it. The Good Book Volume 3, Alchemist and Budgie 3, the purple one. Now, I did miss out on the one that came with the little ashtray and all that. That's cool. I don't need all those things. You know what I'm saying? But I did grab the cassette tape. The Good Book cassette tape separately. No problem, man. No problem. Had to have it. Alchemist Good Book CD, box set, and a cassette tape. I'm okay with this. I can't, you can't be a winner every day. But I'm happy to have these two. Man, get yours. Year of the Alchemist has been going on. I got the feeling this is going to be the third year in a row as far as a producer goes. Alchemist just been on fire. Hot, liquid, magma. All right, you guys, we're getting close to the end. Next group, I want to say they're out of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Who I'm talking about is the Skinny Boys. Skinny Boys can't get enough long box CD. That's right, y'all. Had to grab this. Now, who I got this from online is Craig. That's with a K-R-E-G-G 66. I've bought from Craig before. I don't know if you guys go back a few episodes or longer. I had some Compton's Most Wanted long boxes. I got those from him as well. He sold those years ago. Every once in a while, he cleans out his closet. He or she. I don't even know who is who, but I do know this. the dad of Craig, or the female, whoever's running this account, passed, and he had a lot of old collectible music stuff. So every once in a while, I check in and grab some of the stuff from him. And sometimes he'll write me and let me know he's putting some things up and so forth like that. But yeah, I got this Skinny Boys, They Can't Get Enough album on in long box. Very happy to have this. Putting it up with the rest of my collection. Could be in better collection. Has a slight little crease right here. Not perfect, but you know, I'm still happy to have it, man. Continue to work on my long box collection. You know, no real complaints from me coming from me. Skinny Boys, skinny, they can't get enough. Now, this about does it, y'all. We about to get out of here. Last but not least, we're taking it back down south. This time not Port Arthur, but to Houston, Texas, for one of the members, and the other member is from New Orleans. When they came together under James Prince J, who used to be Smith, but he found out his last name was Prince, you know, one of those mix-ups and who's the daddy situation. He put these guys together, and they created a dope group. They only put out one album together as a group, as a duo, but they went on to put out legendary classic albums independently of each other, and one of them would join up with the Ghetto Boys when Willie D left and filled in the spot for Willie D. And then the other one just did solo careers. And this guy who went on to do the solo career, he also was a writer and a highly influential writer, producer for Death Row Records before coming back to Rap A Lot Records. Inspired the term Big Baby, you know what I'm saying? The whole style that Snoop Dogg had under the Snoop Dogg Doggy Style album was influenced to me by 3-2 and Big Mike, and we're talking about the Convicts. That's right, the Convicts self-titled long box CD. Very, very happy to have this in my collection. I've been watching it online, on Discogs for a long time. Worked out a deal with Raw Flavor, one of those Compton's Most Wanted, one of the two Compton's Most Wanted CDs that I got was from him as well. We do good business. I don't even know if he knows that's me talking on the other line, but it is me. But he worked out a great deal. Raw Flav. I'm gonna give you his name, Frederick Theckel. I can't remember if he's from Germany or France, but he is from overseas. I really appreciate you. You've been working out with me on a few things, and much love to you, man. Much love to you. I have a few people like that who have great collections who work with me on the repurchase, and they resell. I buy from them. He happens to be one. Shu from Too Tight Records happens to be another person. These are people who I respect, and I know I'm not going to get burned if I send a lot of money outside of Discogs or outside of eBay, because this deal was done outside of Discogs. I just happened to see it for sale on Discogs. Reached out to him, and he worked a great deal with me. Much love to you, man. I really appreciate it, Frederick. You're a real stand-up guy. I appreciate you. Shu out at Too Tight Records. I truly appreciate you as well, man. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for tuning in with me. I am very happy to have this. You know what I mean? Very happy. It's one of my favorite albums. It's a classic album. It's, you know, but it's not. Like, it's, if you listen to the Convicts album, you're probably not gonna play it back. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be hunting with you, man. There's like really to me like 2-3 tracks on here that I'll listen to over and over again. But I love Rap A Lot Records, and you know, I really love the Peter Man. Penitentiary Blues is one of my favorite ones. The Penitentiary Blues, you know. Saw Trustee eating better than me, and I thought it wasn't fair. It hurts so bad. Oh man, you know, certain songs. But I'm gonna be real with you. It's old hip hop. I wouldn't even call it a G Funk album and so forth. Some people will say, but I wouldn't call it. It's more, to me, has more what do y'all call it? Not the backpack, but more of a boom boom bap sound, sort of funk, but more boom bap. You know, that early Ghetto Boy sound, that early Rap a Lot sound. You know what I mean? Before it got real funky, now Big Mike, something serious, it got funky. 3-2 Wicked Buddha Baby got funky. But it wasn't really funky like that on this album. But I'm happy to have this. You know, is this perfect? No, it has a little dent right here, slight dent right there. It's not perfect, but I'm happy to have it in my collection. You know what I mean? Doesn't have any promo drill holes or notches. I'm happy for that. But guess what? If it did have it, I still would have took it. You know what I mean? Real happy to have this Convict self-titled album in my collection. You know what I mean? Very happy. You know, once again, thank you guys for tuning in to February 2026's Monthly Mailbox. My name is Mint. I'm your host of the Mint Underground Music Show. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. But most of all, comment below. Let me know what I missed or misunderstood. Two Stogs, and I'm out.